Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and I just did a video on this, how to make an object out of these pieces of line. These are just lines. And somebody asked how to do it, and you just fill in with the Smart Fill tool, and then that is a new object. And you can left click, right click, and you got that piece of a puzzle. But if you look on my original, I'm not at the corner. I need to be at the corner there like I am in the center. So I'm going to do this one a little bit differently. This thing is 30 by 10. I'm going to draw a rectangle. My ratio is unlocked, so I can type in each number, 30 by 10. I need to hit P and put it in the center of the page. We only need a quarter of this to do this. So there's a couple of ways you could do it, and I'm going to explain the other one. I'm going to draw a line and hit P, draw a line and hit P. Let's see what our nudge factor is. So this is going to be, if this was 30, this will be 15. Let's make our nudge factor 17. And let's take the Smart Fill tool and fill in that object and nudge it over twice. Now we can get rid of all this. I'm going to get rid of all that. And just hit delete. Now we can nudge this back, and this corner is the corner of the center of the page, but it doesn't really matter in this case. So now we need to draw vertical lines, and we'll vertical and horizontal lines. So I'm holding down the control button so I get perpendicular. I'm going to grab all three and hit P, put them in the center of the page. Now, if you remember, I had that box, but I don't really need it, with the Smart Fill tool. So this would be the other way to do it. And just do this, or not even do it, or just make a box that is, 15 by 5. But we're going to go ahead and leave it like this. We're going to take the 2-point line, and we're going to draw a line holding down the control button. And then we're going to double click on it and put the rotation of that center node, edge node, and we're going to rotate it 45 degrees. I didn't make my line long enough, so I'm going to actually extend my line out. Double click, my rotation is still there. Rotate it 45 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these other lines because make it a little bit less confusing. So now we need this line from there. We hit the plus key on the keyboard, and we'll put it on that node. Now, to make it a little more simpler, we'll just use these two lines. We can actually get rid of this. Now, we need to know the distance because we want this thing pretty equal. Take the parallel dimension tool. And before I start, I'm going to make my parallel dimension tool with bigger letters. Well, and for that, I have to take the text tool, and before I touch anything, make it like 100-point, click on dimension and say okay. Now when I use the dimension tool, you'll be able to see it at home. So we've got 750. Somehow I got it 7.5. No, I don't, there we go. I don't want to go the whole way anyway. I want from that corner to that corner. And I've got 5.01. And we want 6 lines in there. So get out a calculator, 5.01. 5.01 divided by, I'm going to say 6, is 0.835. Change my nudge factor to 0.835. Let's get rid of our measurement. And let's click on that line and hit the plus key. That way we're all equal. But we need to do 2 more lines to get in that corner, and maybe even another one. And then so I'm going to have more lines than you need on this. But that's pretty cool looking. Take the virtual segment delete key and delete these lines. Now, the only problem with deleting or duplicating this is we're going to have multiple outside lines. So let's try this. Let's take our box and nudge it out of the way. Let's take this side of the box and nudge it out of the way. I don't know why that did that, but now I'm going to have my rectangle completely separate. I'm going to go ahead and hit G to group it together. I'm going to take this and duplicate it, holding down the control button and swap it that away. Grab it all, make a duplicate, hold it down, still holding down the control button. And now, really what I want to do, I want to just get rid of that box, because this is probably the best way to do this. Take the Shift tool and double click and put a rectangle around it. Now, if you still want middle lines, take the 2-point line, holding down the control button and then hit P, holding down the control button and hit P, and then delete these lines. We actually have quite a few more triangles than we had before, but I think it looks equally good. And what the advantage to this is, I've only got, if we're going to cut this out, I only have one cut line around the outside, and each one of these lines are different. And then to go back to the original post is to fill those in and nudge them out of the way, and I've got separated pieces of wood. Anyway, I hope that helped just a little bit. Thank you for watching.